So the last conversions in section 6.3 are weight or mass conversions. I believe there is technically a difference between weight and mass that has to sort of do with gravity. I think mass is kind of always the same versus like weight. If you think of like your weight on the earth versus your weight on the moon, your weight is affected by gravity. In any event, we're kind of assuming everything here, I guess, is earthbound, so we can kind of get away with using weight and mass interchangeably. The units for us, what we're going to be working with are ounces again. So we did fluid ounces, right, for volume. So this is weight ounces. I know this is extremely confusing. And we're sort of getting off on the wrong foot to do it first. And yet here we are. This is the system. I'm just the messenger here. I didn't invent this. It is what it is. I will say the connection here, it looks like I was trying to figure this out. And I think if you have a certain amount of ounces of water, right, fluid ounces of water, it will weigh the same number of ounces in terms of weight ounces. So like 4 ounces of water as a volume will weigh 4 ounces. So I think that's the connection. And in that way, at least ounces are sort of ounces. But of course, like, if you have, whatever, 4 ounces of marbles or something, right? They're not going to weigh 4 ounces again. This is sort of specific to water. Anyway, so ounces are our first measure here. And then we've got pounds, which has the abbreviation LB. So now we're just totally making things up out of thin air, right? There literally is neither an L or a B in the word pounds. And then our third unit here will be tons, which is such a big unit, it gets a capital T. These legitimately feel very fake and very made up, especially compared to some of the other ones. Just the 3 units, the conversions are going to be 16 ounces for every 1 pound and a whopping 2,000 pounds for every 1 ton. So there's not quite as many conversions to do here. We just don't have as many units, honestly. I'll run a couple of these just kind of fast, right? So for example, if I was trying to do 72 ounces and convert it to pounds, right? So our rate here is 16 ounces for every 1 pound. And we'll do the same kind of setup that we've been doing. And what's nice about this at this point, hopefully, having watched through these videos, you're kind of getting a little bit bored of these setups, but we're doing them the same every time. So that part is pretty consistent, and we're actually going to kind of keep that going. We'll do something a little different for the metric system, but we'll jump back to this when we have to go between the metric system and the American system in 6.5. Ounces for ounces, right? So I want ounces here on the bottom, and then my new units, my kind of goal units, are pounds. Up on top, what did we just say here? This is a 16 ounces to kind of 1 rate, right? So ounces cancel ounces. So this is going to be like a 72 over 16 pounds. What's that going to be? This is like 8 times 9. This would be 2 times 8. So this is going to be, excuse me, right? 8 cancels 8. So 9 halves, or right, kind of 4.5 pounds for this guy, 4.5. Maybe just a little bit of an easier number to picture, so I'll leave it in the mixed number there. So that's your conversion, right? So ounces to pounds, because you're going up into a heavier unit, a bigger unit, you get a smaller number. It ends up being a division. Let's do another one with these tons. Let's go, gosh, I don't know, 5 tons into pounds. So you can imagine this is going to be going down from a big unit into a much smaller unit. So we're gonna get a bigger number. We're gonna get more stuff. Our rate here, 2,000 pounds for every 1 ton. So this is just gonna be pretty much a quick multiplication, right? 5 tons times, right? So 1 ton, 2,000 pounds. So this is just 5 times 2,000, right? Tons cancel tons. So 5 times 2,000 pounds, 10,000 pounds. And that's the process. So relatively fast, I think at this point, right, we've kind of seen these setups. We're doing the same kinds of setups here that we were doing in the other ones. We just don't really have tons and tons of units to work with here. But that's okay. Maybe somebody should invent and try to get into common use some sort of unit between pounds and tons, because there's a lot of space there. A macro pound or something, I don't know. In any event, that's what we've got. That's the end of 6.3. That's the end of the American system, at least for now. As always, there are, in theory, other units that we could be talking about, but these same kind of principles, the same kind of conversions would really apply anywhere. So kind of once you've done this for a few different systems, as long as you know what the conversion rates are, you can sort of do this type of work over and over and over again. You probably don't need 10 different versions of this lesson at this point, once we've kind of done it however many times. So that's the end of 6.3. 6.4 is next, where we're going to compare this to the metric system.